Hello guys, the DB Grinder here, back at it again with another video, and this time I'm going to be going over a bunch of deck profiles that were sent in, and this is all post Photon Hypernova, so this is all the set that's coming out in about a month. I decided to go over it now though, since a lot of people don't really care about current format decks. They've been the same for a little while. So I am going over every single list that was sent in to me. So next time I do something like this, please send in your list. I'm literally going over every single one that was sent in. So I kind of have it in a little bit of groups. So like we have like tier and stuff. So if you want to skip over the tier limit, which I assume a lot of people do, I have like the little things where you can click it and like see where the tier ends with a timestamp. But okay, hopping right in. So we're gonna look at this deck, and we see two tier limit Kashtira. I feel like this is gonna be like semi-popular to not play 3 of this card. And then we have 3 planet, 1 terraforming. They don't play prime planets, and they also don't play a Fenrir, so they're choosing to not play the higher Kashtira package. And you know, there's no unicorn birth or anything like that. 1 Solic, 1 mayonnaise is gonna be pretty popular because mayonnaise is a lot better. It's really good versus pure Kashtira. Also, if your opponent uses something like Veiler, you know, a hand trap that doesn't put itself on board, then you're gonna want to be able to set something from deck. You know, other than like Imperm, mayonnaise is like really good to set, and it's a good mill too, especially because you can add this back and use that anytime. We see like the little bit smaller of the Ishizu package. We don't play a YuGiOh, 2 Kelbeck, 2 Medora, 3 Keldo. We see 2 Karkura, which this card's gonna probably see a little bit more play. People are definitely gonna try it out. Tasking in the main, talents in the main. I don't know how I feel about playing 6 copies. Maybe cut down on talents, or yeah, probably just cut down on talents. You don't play enough like mill cards, so I feel like you can't like force enough interaction. But your end board is really good though, so it's like, I don't know. I guess it's really gonna be like, how do you feel about these cards? Because I feel like I'm not gonna play all 6 in my main, but who knows? Maybe I'll end up doing that. And then evenly, doesn't main deck crime, which crime is going to be pretty good because tasking talents are in the main. Evenly is 4 tasking. I think it's a little bit weird to have in the main though. Plays the Bestials in the side. Plays 2 Baldrake, because you can like Magma search Baldrake, and then Baldrake's pretty good. But the thing is, in this deck, it's not even like that great compared to like a Sprite deck or Mikanko deck, where you summon Magma, you get to bounce it back to hand, and then end phase search Baldrake. So that way you can summon Magma on their turn, get another search, and summon Baldrake to get a banish, so you can get like 2 crows and then this to banish. That's pretty good. Side deck's Prosperity, 2nd evenly. Pros was kind of weird, and I guess I kind of get it, but it is kind of weird. It's like, it's for tasking, of course. Extra deck, they play a Rise Heart, which I don't see why. Because you can put it over this, but their opponent's not going to activate the Shangri-La effect most of the time to play around a Rise Heart. Especially because like, they don't know what your deck looks like. And then by the time they do know what your deck looks like, they're going to see your extra deck, and they're going to see what's in it, right? So then they'll know to play around it anyways. So like, I don't know, that seems kind of whack to me. A lot of the other stuff looks good. Asa's going to become a lot better. You can like, you know, Ishizu get to Asa, and then Asa take Fenrir. Fenrir search this, or Mud Dragon make itself Earth to make Asa. Onto the next list. Capybaras are the largest rodent. I have so much respect for. I don't know who sent this in because I didn't pay attention to who did, but I respect this capybara so much. It's literally right next to me. Same exact picture right next to me. Great. Again, 2 tier limit Kashtira, 2 Rhino, 2 Scream. Main deck's the Heartbeat. No meta noise in the main deck. Main deck's the Crime. Side deck's the meta noise. Plays the 4 talents. Doesn't play a YuGiOh, but maxes out on all the other ones. 1 Druid Worm just in case if we can take their Magma. Which, I don't know, like the amount of Bestials will really start changing a lot depending on like what becomes more standard. Because you're not going to play 1 Druid Worm in your deck if Magma's not being played. Because, you know, you play Druid Worms that way. If you summon Magma, then you can get the search. Side deck's the Orange Light. Book of Eclipse is going to be pretty popular too. On to the next list. Okay, so this one we see has Prime Planet in it, and they're playing multiples of it. You really only need one of it. You don't really need multiples. Plays 2 Fenrir, 1 Tearlaments Kashtira, 2 Kelbeck, 2 Medora, 3 Keldo, 1 YuGiOh, 2 Solik, 2 Scream. This player doesn't play Tasking or Talents in their deck. Plays Talents in the side. I don't know, this card seems so crazy to me. They do play Nib Imperm. Nib seems pretty weak if you don't really play that many other hand traps though, because it's just not going to work. Like, it works versus pure Kashtira, but that deck is already, like, that deck already loses to, like, every going second card ever, so there's no point of saying, like, oh, we should nib them, but, like, they just lose to every other going second card ever, too. So then you kind of got to focus on, like, other matchups, and it's like, nib doesn't hurt Flandreese, it doesn't hurt Tier, unless you have another hand trap, but they don't play that many other hand traps. They play, like, I guess 9, but you could count Kelbeck 2. It's like, nah, but you have to draw, like, in combination with Nib also. Side deck, 2 Talents, 2 Eclipse, 2 Swords. I feel like this is bad. Swords is so overhyped, bro. I see YouTubers talking about this. Like, I saw, I forget his name, but he's on MST TV. And I saw him talking about this, and it's like, this card is dog water, bro. Why are people hyping this card up? People are like, oh, it's so good versus Kashtira. How? Tell me a scenario where this is better than Eclipse. If they have Ash, Eclipse loses to it. Okay, so Eclipse loses to non-engine, correct? Swords loses to a Rise Heart, banishing it face down. Right? So, like, I don't know. Like, you can still use this. Like, it's not going to be completely dead. Like, sometimes you can bait out a Rise Heart and then Swords, and it's going to work the same way as Eclipse would. But, you know, and then Swords, like, keeps their stuff face down too, which is nice. But it's, like, also Eclipse is, like, a trap card. There are times where you're going to need to, like, set your Eclipse, even if you're going second, as, like, a defensive card. And then, let's see, G-Barrier, Crime, no Meta Noise, no Tasking. See the Fur there. Everyone has to play 2 Kick Hallows, post Kashtira, otherwise Mind Hacker and Unicorn just rip it and you lose. And then on to the next tier deck. 1 Rhino Heart in this build. Okay, they're playing like actual Kashtira engine in their deck. They're playing like all the Kashtiras. It is kind of crazy though how much engine they're playing, but they're not playing. There's no Papayas. Still plays the Rise Heart, plays Dugaris, no Babushka, which is gonna hurt their rogue matchup a lot. You know, 2 Kit, it's just standard, no Mud Dragon. I don't know, I like Mud, but you also don't play, like, Darks to really make Mud Dragon anymore. Or at least, like, in this build, they don't play any Darks to make Mud Dragon. Doesn't play any other links than Dark and Sprint, so no Elf. Yeah, just plays, like, rank 7 package just to help with the Kashtira stuff. I don't think the heavy Kashtira way is going to end up being the way people play the deck. It could be. There's no tasking in the main deck of this. We do side deck tasking, though, with Talons. Super Poly's also going to be pretty good, depending on what you play against. There's a lot of people that end on, like, Dweller, Rukalos. You can do that to stop Dweller. You know, you still have to deal with, like, a board and stuff. Also, Eclipse, you can use Mind Hacker and a Rise Heart to make Mud Dragon. So then they're forced to rip your Mud Dragon to play around Super Poly. And then you get to keep your Zeus, which is nice. 3 Eclipse in the main. On to the next list. We're going to go ahead and we are going to see Kashtira tier plays 2 Rise Heart. Why? Wait, why are you playing Rise Heart Big Bang? Yeah, this list is horrible. I'm not even going to I'm not even going to go over this too much because, like, it's just so bad. You don't play Unicorn, so how are you getting the Birth? You have to draw this card. So it's already bad. And, like, I know you tier mill, but why would you not play the best Kashtira if you're gonna, like, play the whole package? Like, if you plan on playing, like, bunch of Kashtira cards, you definitely would rather have Unicorn than Fenrir in your hand. Right? I mean, I guess. Like, Fenrir is good. He gets to grab Tearlaments, Kashtira. But then at that point, you're not even playing like the Kashtira package whenever you summon Fenrir. You're just playing Tear anyways. You just happen to summon, like, you just happen to have Kashtira cards. But if you summon Unicorn, you could like grab Birth, Tearlaments Mill, Kashtira summon back. Now, it also seems bad playing like all engine, like every engine trap you can. I just don't see how often you're even gonna like combo and Rise Heart Banish Trap. So this was just unvalid. On to the next one. Now we're past all the Tearlaments decks. Now we have a Kashtira list. This is a pure Kashtira list. Okay, this card's so bad. I don't know why people play this card. Like, it was okay before post-Photon Hypernova. Post-Photon Hypernova, why would you ever play an extender that's so boneless in a deck where you have so much engine extension? Like, you don't even play the Tearlaments Kashtira. And that one is like mandatory to play as a 1-of. I couldn't even tell you how many times it's came up where I'm like, okay, I need to summon this card, mill with it, and then do another place. That way I can get all of my materials under a Rise Heart. Or like during their standby phase, Shangri-La, summon out, mill 3, a Rise Heart to attach, and then like, yeah, I just feel like that card's mandatory. I also think this one's mandatory, 2-Dao Babushka. I think 3 Side Beast is, but this card's not good anymore. Oh my god, yeah, like you play 3 Lava Golem, 3 Side Beasts, so you play 6 normal summons, and that's going first. You know, going second, you're gonna draw an extra card, you got more normal summons, like, and then like your engine itself still has to normal. People think like the Kashtira engine is all special summoning, but there's a decent amount of times where you need to normal off birth. Also, I'm gonna need water. I don't know why my throat's just getting dry. Like, really dry, really quick, but, yeah, sometimes you need to birth normal, so I think there's too many normal summons in your main deck. A decent amount of going second cards, not that many, though. A few high-impact ones, like Shifter, Lava Golem. Side deck, just, yeah, like, you literally can't side in Sphere mode a lot of the time. Like, you're gonna have to take out Side Beast, and then you play 6 normal summons, and even if you Sphere mode your opponent, sometimes they just like pass it back to you. It can be really awkward because you can't like Kashtira while you have Sphere mode. The extract's bad. You should be playing multiple Zeus, multiple Big Eye. Your most important cards you have to play multiples of, otherwise you just don't play them, pretty much, because they're just going to get ripped against like the Kashtira matchup. And there's like some cards in this extract like... Wait, how does Link Spider come up? I guess with Draco? Okay, so Draco Sack summon tokens and use the token in Link Spider to summon Furhire. But the only time that can come up is if you didn't Papayas to get to Draco Sack. It is 2 pops with Draco Sack. Not bad, but I really do think we need a little bit more like Big Eye or Zeus. You can cut Mind Hacker down the 1, because you're really not summoning this card going second that often. So you really don't need the second one of it. Sometimes like the actual second one though comes up, like summoning the second one, because you can use it like, and like if you already made them banish, what would it be, like 12 cards from their main deck. You hit them with this again, that could be good, but you also have to like count how many cards they have in deck exactly. 3 Rise Heart's not bad, just because the mirror can start ripping it. But they could rip it, or even if you only play 3 of this, 2 of this, they could also rip Shangri-La, and then never use their own Shangri-La effects, and you never summon a Rise Heart anyways, unless if you just, use 3 level 7s to make it. Then, next list, well, okay, so we have Kashtira Pendulum going second. I don't know. I think Pankratops is horrible. I'm not gonna... I played Zoo. I played literally a going second deck, and I didn't even play Pankratops in my deck. I don't think it's good right now. It's so awkward. And just so many boards. There's some times where it's good, though, but... I guess it's also a little bit different in that deck, because I play Bestials, Kashtiras, and everything. I don't even know what I'm supposed to look at here. I'm gonna be 100% honest. Like, it's like a Pendulum engine. But you can't play Pendulum as, like, an engine like this. This deck just can't go second, even if you throw more going second cards on it. I just don't see how you're ever actually beating someone. Like, you could Imperm Ash me, and if I end on like Kalos Solik, that's probably enough because you're just gonna open so many pieces from so many different engines, especially Pendulum. On to the next list, we have Kashtira with Springans. Okay, so I don't know what these cards do, but I had so many people send me Springans like replays or decks I meant. So I'm gonna actually just read over the new cards. When you activate this card, you can also attach up to 3 XYZ materials from a monster you control. Add 1 Springans monster from your deck to the hand. Then if you attach materials at activation, you can special summon that many Springans monsters from your hand or grave. If this card is in your graveyard, target 1 XYZ monster you control, attach one material from it, add this to your hand. You can only use 1 effect of this once per turn. Okay, so that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Let me read over the XYZ now. Takes 2 plus level 8. You can XYZ summon this using 1 gigantic... I thought that was about to say Sprite card. I was like, whoa. Okay, so you can summon this over using 1 Springans XYZ you control. If this card is a material, you can add 1 Springans or Therion card from the deck to the hand. If a material is attached from a monster on the field, you can target 1 card on the field and either destroy it or return it to hand. Oh, that's kind of nice. You can, like, bounce back your magma with it, I guess, if you try doing something like that. Yeah, I wish I knew this deck more. Arsenal Falcon. Oh, okay, because we played Zephyros. Okay, Goliath for Prosperity, which you definitely wouldn't play in this deck. You definitely would not play it in this deck. I don't even think Goliath and Pier is really good. So, a deck with, like, actual extra cards, like, you could cut this and play the second Zeus, and I almost guarantee your deck would be better. Okay, and this is for high spirits, but why is there so many one-ofs? I just don't know what all this stuff does, I'm not gonna lie. And I'm not gonna sit here and spend like 10 minutes to learn how Springans cards work. And then on to the next one. I mean, you know, it's kind of fair enough. I mean, you send in a deck list to me, I know meta cards, I don't know random stuff, but this list, okay, 3 Shifter, 3 Ash, 3 Reaper, 3 Imperm, Talons, Tasking, Prosp. I like this list a lot. It looks really good. Yeah, I think like this ratio for monsters will probably end up being roughly standard. I was playing 3 Rise Heart, but I also played Lava Golem in my deck, so I had like more normal summons, and like this can be a normal summon. And then they have like Lava Golem, Nib, Evenly, Ibly, plays 2 Lingeribos. You play this to also get rid of your opponent's Ibly. You want to play 2 of it, so that way if they summon it and try to rip a card, like rip one from the extra deck, you're out, then you have another one. I mean, I don't think it's really that good though. I'm not sure how many people are gonna Ibly. If Ibly lock becomes super popular, then yeah, you're gonna want to like maybe have an out, but then it's like you have to dedicate at least 2 spots to it in your extra deck, and that's a lot for an Ibly. That's like a random card. It's not even searchable. Like, you literally have to prosp into it or just hard draw it. Elf? Oh, okay. Reaper. I was like, what? Yeah, okay. Kalos, Elf. Yeah. Elf's definitely the best target for Reaper. Everyone always targets like Gigantic, and it's like, I don't think Gigantic's bad. I don't think it's bad at all. Sometimes it's actually right to hit Gigantic, but overall, I would say Elf's probably the correct one to hit. It really hurts the grind, but a lot of people have also made their Sprite decks not nearly as grindy. You don't really get hit with Toad if you hit Elf, because they can't bring out the second swap. Moth is just a pilot in the Zeus because it attacks direct. I don't really think Goliath's needed. If Dark Hole and Raigeki become super popular, then sure, maybe. But you have to draw Prosp, and they have to draw a Dark Hole. Like, you have to draw Prosp to out the Dark Hole or Raigeki they drew. And then, like, yeah, I guess if it's, like, super popular, I could see that. Moving on to the next Kashtira list. That was weird. On to the next Kashtira list. They're only playing 1 Birth in their list, but they're also playing adventure cards. Lava Golem, Sphere Mode. Yeah, Birth's not as good in this build either because they play the Lava Golem in Sphere Mode. Could a Rise Heart down a little bit. Plays Eclipse. I don't think the Brave cards are going to be that good. Like, they help a lot going first, but they just don't do, like, a lot. They don't really do anything going second. Unless if you were to draw, like, with one of your Sphere Modes or Lava Golems. Like, if you draw a Lava Golem plus right, you probably just win. But, yeah, like, Shifter, Dark Hole, Iblis, some of the cards we just talked about. One tasking with some targets for it. That's bad. Probably, yeah. A Pointer. A Pointer's nice. It rips Lava Golem in Sphere Mode also. So, I don't think Sphere Mode is going to be as popular, but Lava Golem will be. So being able to rip that's nice. And also ripping other going second cards. Everyone's playing this Goliath right now. Dark Arm. I remember seeing this in the Dragon Link deck. And I actually read over this card. I read over every rank 7. There's not that many. Yeah, there's not too much else to go over. I don't like the Brave token packages that much. I don't think it's that good. If you do play it, maybe try like Illegal Knight. Legal Knight seems pretty decent. On to the next list. Okay, so now I'm on to Branded. And I think it's like mainly just one of deck list from here on out. But, okay, please. I mean, obviously this deck will probably continue to play the Despia since they work with engines so well. 2 Lebellion. 1 Branded in red, 1 lost, 1 regain, 2 patchwork, 3 deployment. Oh yeah, because you can summon oh. Is the one that names Blazing Cartasia not coming out in the next set? I was gonna say if so you can like special summon that out from deck, and that seems pretty good. But I guess this still lets you summon out Fallen of Albaz. Which isn't that good. If it's your only target, it's not. Like going first it's like pretty mid. Going second, it's, well, still pretty mid, honestly. It's probably worse going like, it's just so, it's not good, it's not good. If you have Rhino in your deck, sure. But there's no Rhino in this list. Danko, Sphere Mode. This card's insane. If you want to pause and read over this card is absolutely bonkers, but I don't think this is going to be that real of a deck. This deck has like a lot of interaction every single game, so it's gonna get hurt really, really bad by tasking and talons. And then on top of that, like your only hand traps are Bestials, which also lose really bad to tasking and talons. Yeah, I don't think this deck will. I mean, maybe like more of a tier build. I mean, it's like, why are you also playing 2 Cartasia? I'm not sure. I feel like they also just don't have the new stuff in here, unless if I'm wrong, it doesn't come out in the new set. And if it doesn't, then you probably just have to, like, play this deck how it's been being played with, like, close to 60 or 60 cards with tier in it. But the next deck's so tight, they're just going to get smacked by Kashtira. I mean, this list right here, if you go second against Kashtira, you've already taken the L. You literally can't beat it with your main deck. In your side deck, you just have to hope to draw Sphere Mode, I guess. I mean, evenly, like, outs a lot of their stuff. But Sphere Mode would be like the card, and then we have another Branded deck. Okay, so this one's playing 3 Tragedy, 3 Mercury. I don't know why that spot keeps like disappearing. 1 Cartasia, plays a very small Bisted package. Doesn't even play Magma Mutt anymore, which is crazy to me because I mean this lets you tribute 1 other light or dark monster. Okay, doesn't play any Magma. It hurts to see. Might make sense though. Branded Fusion, Opening, Brandon Red, Chaos Space, Allure. Okay, Chaos Space can grab Lebellion. Yeah, then we have Allure with Tragedy, Mercuriers, Town Straw, Super Poly. Maybe you could also play Tasking if you wanted to, but you'd have to most likely play like an Imperm that you can set off of it in case if they don't summon a body. Yeah, it's probably just not worth it. Tasking is pretty cool in this deck though. It's just more copies of Branded Fusion if you want it to be. They side deck the FTK with Expulsion, Raw Disciple. So that way they can just like summon Raw Disciple and make it so that the opponent can't summon anymore. They have Zombie World, Banshee. So they have like some nice floods there. Branded Beast that they can put in when I guess they're going first against like a trap deck. Since Branded Fusion does get them the Bestial package. Extra deck. Yeah. See, like, why was this not in the last person's deck? This card's crazy. Like, I'll read over this. If this card's fusion summon, you can summon one level 6 or higher light or dark monster from your extra deck or deck to the graveyard. And then if a monster is special summoned, or if a monster is special summoned by an opponent's activated monster effect except during the damage step, you can banish this card from your field or graveyard, special summon one Dogmatical monster from your deck or one Despia monster from your extra deck. So, two things this does. It dumps on summon. It also, you can use like Blazing Cartagia and a Light and Dark. It's cool. Its other effect, you can bring out this guy, because this guy's a Despia, the Proskinion, and this card's broken. So I think it's cool to see like the new fusions for these. It's gonna give the deck a lot of options, and I like Branded. It's a cool deck. Like I said, a lot of interactions. So one GuRuo, one Drago, one Lebellion. Yeah, I can definitely see the extra deck getting tighter for this. This is also a Despia. A lot of people don't know you can like target this with like Branded in red if you wanted to. But on to the next one. I mean, it's not great to target with Branded in red because it's not going to your hand, so you don't get the fuse. Okay, this list we see 3 Albest, 2 Cartagia, 2 Mercarrier, big Bestial package. Plays the Branded in white, which is another fusion card. Deployments. Okay, but this person at least plays, yeah, the way to summon Cartagia, so the deployments make a little bit more sense in this build. Ultimate Slayer seems pretty cool in this deck. Yeah, Ultimate Slayer is pretty cool. I don't know, it's like almost the exact same as the last one, except this one just doesn't have as many going to second cards, and its going to second cards happen to lose really hard to what's being played. And you only play 7 Bestials, like, if you only draw 1 Bestial, Tier just plays through it most of the time. So you really need to draw like multiple. I don't think you need 3 Lebellion. I think you can cut this down. You can really get to it with Branded Fusion like every time. Maybe you just play like 2 Lebellion, so that way you can like dump one off Branded Fusion, they Bestial, banish your Lebellion, and then you still have another Lebellion for like Magma, but that might not even make sense if you don't think Bestials are going to be that popular from the opponent's side. But we will find out. Like, again, a lot of it's like format standards on what will be played and what won't be played. Now we have Labrynth. Oh yeah, we have 2 Labrynth decks. So we're gonna see one. This is the broken one. This one's nice because this one lets you summon it from the hand. Yeah. See, if you use a trap, you can special summon this card from your hand. So you just get to bring this out really quickly. Lets you get to more trap cards. Temple of the King isn't that great, bro. Why does DB keep doing this to me right now? Like, come on, G. Okay, yeah. Temple of the Kings isn't that good. Like, yeah, sure, lets you activate a trap right away. Play a lot of the tiny Labrynth monsters, too. 1 of the field spell. I guess, will 1 field spell become more popular? It is. I can't imagine 1 field spell. I mean, I guess if you already have Welcome, you just search this. I guess there's Big Welcome, too, coming out. I think it's funny how there's Welcome. And there's Big Welcome. And then you have this, weight measuring. Hold on, I want to read over this. If your opponent controls at least 2 or more monsters than you do. Oh, yeah, never mind. I remember seeing this card. This card and this card. I really like this card. Destructive, Do Karma, Karma Cannon. I like how they've been coming out with a lot of strong trap cards, because trap cards kind of have to be strong. Otherwise, they're just not going to be played. They're not going to be good enough going second. We got Boo Boo Game. Turn the damage calc. If a monster battles, you take no battle damage from that battle. If the set card is destroyed, you can target 2 normal traps in your graveyard to set them. Oh my god, wait. I know this card. I hate this card. I've lost to this card in Master Duel. I popped it, and then they were like, haha, set 2, burn, burn. Nah, so I mean, it makes sense to play it in the side, right? You get like Harpies, you activate a trap, you chain Lady Labrynth, you set this. And you get to set your traps back from the graveyard. So instead of awakening to like bring out something else, you just try to reset your traps. I can respect that a lot, actually. Warlords, Eradicator. Yeah, you have some like 1-ups traps because you can just go grab them. DDG. This card's pretty good. Searchable too. And then on to the next Labrynth. Let's see. Lava Golem in this one. Only plays these ones. This one's seen more and more. Like, not just only these ones. I see people usually play like one or the other big one. But a lot of the tiny ones go. I've seen some people play one of the tiny one. I think it's like the Cuckoo Clock. Plays 2 of the Field Spell, 1 Necro Valley. I was about to say probably has Metaverse in here somewhere with that. Then plays like 2 Weight Measuring, 2 DGG, 1 Karma, 1 D Barrier. Because you can get to a lot of these with your engines. So a lot of them, you know, you want to have at least 1 Metaverse in your deck so that way you can get it to get the Necro Valley. What? This man like dinosaurs. Got a high IQ even though he's lacking in the strength department. Kind of like, yo's, if you had a high IQ, nah. Why is this said like it's Australian? I mean, I can't do an Australian accent, but you know, that's crazy. I'm not gonna lie. That was definitely put there as a troll. I like it though. That's such a cool card if that's like a real card, which I mean it probably is, but yeah, the extra, yeah, I mean like you have to play like the DDD stuff. That stuff's like standard. A lot of that stuff just doesn't really come up. I'm gonna be honest. Most of it, you don't really make your extract that much in these kind of decks. And then we have a Galaxy Photon deck. Oh man, I don't know what these new ones do. Yeah, dude, there's way too many cards. If there was like 2, there's literally like 15 new cards in this deck. I know this one, but I don't know any of the other ones. I know that's why you play 1 King, because you can search it now. But yep, on to the next list because I'm not reading every single card in that one. If you wanna practice this deck though, boom, there's a deck list. I don't know if it's good, probably not though. It didn't seem like I had enough going second cards. We got Gouki. This is not even post. Okay, we put Tasking in the deck. Okay. Yeah, I mean it's not real. It's not a real deck. It's cool. I also hate how like this deck just hasn't evolved at all in the last like couple years. It's really just been doing the same thing with, you know, Rusty, Code Breakers, Assault, Appaloosa, and on some Fog Blaze. I don't know. It's not even fun. Like, I don't know. I just don't see it as like a fun deck. I tried playing it before. But hopping into the next list. Okay, we got Evil Eyes. Yeah, this is the one I was talking about in the community post. The one that Foolish is and adds. And then, I'm pretty sure equips, right? You can banish this card, equip. Yep. Oh, to a link. Okay, so you have to make one of your links to be able to equip. Extra, got like the Fortune Tune. Okay, but playing 2 Druids, 2 Magma. That's probably gotta change. Yeah, it's probably gotta change. If you get hit with like a Talents to look at your hand, there's no way you win. But also, you'd probably play like 3 Magma, 1 Druis, or 3 Magma, 1 Druis, 1 Baldrake. I like the Necro Valley, Skill Drain's kind of wild. 2 Super Poly. Plays a couple targets here. Side deck's Lancia for Flunder. Okay. But you don't really have any other hate for Flunder. You only have like, you have like Lightning Storm, Lancia, Imperm. Those are like the real cards there. You know, and like Harpy's Feather Duster too. But I don't know. Seems like you're probably not gonna be able to stop their turn 1 enough. But you also have like Skill Drain in your deck, so you know, you don't have to completely stop their turn 1, but you do have to like normal summon, which is gonna be kind of hard to do. If they have map up, you just don't get that. You don't get that option. I hope to see this deck a little bit though. Once this stuff comes out, if anyone wants to play this deck on DB rated and like play it well enough at least, I'll go over the replay. Okay, so we got Springans with Brave cards. Again, I don't know what these cards do, but I mean, I know these cards are like out. I just don't know what they do. I haven't like cared enough about them. I read them a little bit when I saw when I read Smashers, and I was like, okay, this can summon a Springans from deck. I was like, all right, well, if Smashers is an E-Telly, I guess I may as well read these cards. And then I read them, and I was like, okay, Smashers will not be used as an E-Telly in my deck. Well, maybe I gotta read over these cards again, and not maybe. I mean, I'm going to read over these cards again just now, right now. Okay, that's unfortunate. Another one of the decks. Hey, I mean, if you guys want to build this deck, you know, there's a few deck lists that have been shown. You even got Gear Giant X to search Cyberstein here. That's kind of dirty. Gear Giant X search Cyberstein. Okay, now we got Gishki Spright. Surprised there wasn't more of this in the deck submissions. Also, they should be playing Baldrake. At least one Baldrake over like a Druis. Dark Lady's weird for Mannequin Cat. You could also play Chaos Hunter, unless if you think it's Sprite that's dropping Shifter on you in the mirror, and you side Dark Lady in the mirror. This is obviously for Mannequin Cat versus Tier, but I don't even think this is the right choice for your deck, because maybe not, because you do play Coral. Okay, I guess like if you swap dumping this and then Coral summoning it back, it makes sense. It is also just kind of dirty, I'm not gonna lie. I was gonna say, because if you don't have another way to get to it, you may as well play like the level 7, the End of Anubis. Play 2 Zeus because Kashtira, I like it. Multiple Elves, multiple Gigantic. It doesn't really matter if Toad gets ripped going second, because you're not going to get to do it anyways. Doesn't play the trap card anywhere in the list. Also plays Scattershot over Red Resonator. Red Resonator does get you more life points, while Scattershot is easier to like guarantee a life point difference be made. Yeah, it doesn't play the trap to like set off with this. Doesn't play that many going second cards either, now that I'm like really looking at it. They only play 6. Which like most people don't play that many going second cards in the main deck of this deck, but I feel like it just has to be done, because it's not like the engine is strong enough to beat Tier. Or to be honest, the engine's not even strong enough to beat Sprite. Like Sprite's on board. And then we have, for the very last list, we have Plunder Patrol. A lot of people have been talking about this deck a lot because this is coming out. And this card also destroys Kashtira because it passes a token to both sides of the field, which just destroys Kashtira. Played the Bestials, Imperm, Veiler, Ash, Fenrir, Talons. Okay, so plays 21 going second cards. It's definitely a respectable amount of going second cards. Extract looks fine, I think. I don't think it's missing anything. Bahamut Shark, Toad, Amirage, Fleur. Those are like the extra cards that you play outside the engine. I don't think there's another one. Especially because like now we have this. We have more extra stuff. Less space altogether. No talents, or no tasking amount. But this deck also probably doesn't really bait out hand traps that much turn 1. I doubt you're actually really doing much that often. But yeah, that is going to be it for the video altogether. I've gone over every single list. I don't know how many there were, but if you like this kind of video, I know I used to make a lot of these before, but then I kind of stopped because the format was just like the same thing over and over. But then I just completely forgot about making these videos. And we're about to get to another format like post-Photon Hypernova, where hopefully stuff starts switching up a little bit more. I don't think it's going to switch up that much, but we're definitely going to see some more decks come out of the woodworks and people testing that stuff out and seeing it perform. So, you know, when I do another one of these videos, I'm going to do a community tab post, and it gives you about like 24, 36 hours to send in decks. All you have to do is send in the deck download link. You know, like you go here, you don't press download, you go up here to the URL. I know you guys can't see it, and you just copy and paste and send it to me. But yeah, that's going to be it for this video. And with all that being said, the DB Grinders signing off. Peace. Have a nice day. Stay safe. Shout out to everybody for sending in these deck profiles. I appreciate all of you.